Peace, everybody, back with another video. This is authorities. 4 dead, 1 hurt after shooting fire in Maryland. And of course, as you can see, the evidence right here of what happened in Maryland. This happened, of course, Saturday. So, yep, look, this is all the evidence right here. 4 people were killed and at least 1 was injured in a shooting and fire early Saturday morning in Maryland, authorities said, adding the suspect was shot by police and was among the dead. Yeah, so 4 people were killed and at least 1 was injured in a shooting and fire early Saturday morning. This happened in Maryland. An authority said, adding the suspect was shot by police and was among the dead. Authorities said it was not immediately clear that what led to the violence of a residential street in suburban Baltimore. They identified the dead suspect in a Law News release as Everton Brown, 56, and said he lived on the street. Yes, so authorities said it was not immediately clear what led to the violence on the residential street, but he is identified as Everton Brown, 56, and said he lived on the street. Well, the authorities said that. The police statement added that 4 officers discharged their firearms and all had been placed on routine administrative duty per departmental policy. It added that police body cameras recorded footage of the scene officers encountered, and it showed 1 home was fully engulfed in flames when they arrived. Yeah, so there was body cameras involved. This is what the police statement is had added that the 4 officers discharged their firearms and they all been placed on routine administrative duty per department policy. It also added that police body cameras recorded footage of the scene officers encountered, and it showed 1 home was fully engulfed in flames. Gail Watts, who lives down the street from where the fire destroyed at least 2 residents, told the Associated Press she rushed outside around 6:30 a.m. after hearing an explosion. She saw a massive fire and a man she identified as a longtime neighbor standing in the middle of the street. So yeah, Gail Watts, also who lived on that street, down the street from where the fire had destroyed at least 2 residents. And this happened around 6:30 in the morning. After hearing an explosion, she saw the massive fire and a man she identified as a longtime neighbor standing in the middle of the street. She was, not him. Watts then heard in gunfire and saw people running for cover. She said she heard the suspect's next door neighbor screaming for help, and next thing I know, I looked out and he had shot her and she was laying on the sidewalk, Watts said. Yeah, so Watts then heard gunfire and saw people running for cover. She says she heard the suspect's next door neighbor screaming for help. So it is because of the fire or something else. And next thing I know, I looked out and he had shot her and she was laying on the sidewalk. So the guy must have shot the next door neighbor or something. Watts, who said she lived in the neighborhood for 25 years, said the suspect had been aggressive to neighbors in the past. So yeah, so the guy, he was pretty much aggressive to the neighbors who was living in the neighborhood for 25 years. So he's done this before. Another longtime neighborhood resident, Quanish, told the Baltimore Sun what took place Saturday morning was not surprising. Yeah, so another resident told the Baltimore Sun that what took place Saturday morning was not surprising. And of course, here is the the residence where it was all engulfed in flames and that. Kwan Sa told the newspaper he heard an explosion, went outside to check and found shots were being fired toward him. He told the newspaper that the suspect had often confronted neighbors who had reported him to the police. Yeah, so the guy had told the neighbor he heard an explosion. He also went outside to check and found shots were being fired towards him. Now, I don't know why this guy that was doing all the shooting, I don't know why he did it for. He told the newspaper that the suspect had often confronted neighbors who had reported him to the police. Maybe because they reported him to the police is because that he's causing all kinds of ruckus in the neighborhood, causing trouble with the neighbors, and who knows what else he's been doing. We don't know why he was doing that, but this has been going on over and over again. A lot of people tried to complain about it, but nothing was done. Kwanzaa said, yeah, so Kwanzaa said that he don't know why that he was doing it, but it's been going on over and over again. A lot of people tried to complain about it, but nothing was done about it. No police came, no nothing. After they complain about this guy. Baltimore County Police spokeswoman Joy Stewart said at a news conference that officers responded to reports of both a fire and an active shooter in the neighborhood in Woodlawn, west of Baltimore, around 6:40 a.m. Yeah, so this happened around 6:40 a.m. Joy Stewart, who's a spokeswoman, said in a news conference that officers responded to reports of both fire and active shooter at the same time in the neighborhood in Woodlawn, and that is west of Baltimore. Officers found an armed male outside and shot him, she said. Yeah, so, and officers, they found an armed male, and of course they shot him. Authorities then began fighting a fire that started in a townhouse and spread to two others. Tim Rotkowski, a county fire department spokesman, said at the news conference. Yeah, so then the authorities, they did begin fighting a fire that started in a townhouse and spread to two others. And this is what they are saying. The building where the fire started, as well as one adjacent to it, collapsed. Kowalski said, and a third dwelling was heavily damaged. So yeah, so the building was definitely damaged, so there was no way to save it. So the building that started was really had collapsed. We have this fire that happened. We also have this suspect who was armed. How they're all related, it's really too early to tell at this point, Stewart said. Yes, so it's too early to tell what caused all of this. And this is what Stewart is saying. She said that we have this fire that happened. We also have this suspect who was armed. So now they're going to try to connect it to see what happened. Police initially said the death toll was 3. In an update Saturday afternoon, they said that in addition to the suspect, 2 men and 1 woman were dead. They added that another man had been taken to a hospital with injuries that were not considered life-threatening. So yeah, so the update Saturday that they have 2 men and 1 woman that were dead. They added that another man had been taken to a hospital with injuries, but there are none considered life-threatening. Police said the investigation that was opened involved several law enforcement agencies at the local, state, and federal level. So that's what the police are saying, that the investigation that was open involved several law enforcement agencies. Woodlawn is an unincorporated community in Baltimore County, roughly 9 miles northwest of downtown Baltimore's Inner Harbor. So yeah, so that's how far it is. It is an unincorporated community in Baltimore County. I mean, it's roughly around 9 miles northwest of downtown Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Alright, so this story was written by Brian White and Sarah Rankin. And of course, the people who have died, this is what the result of it is, but of course, we don't know what caused the fire or the man who had the gun start shooting. So hopefully something will come of it and figure it out. My condolences to the people who have lost their loved ones, that the two women and man who have died. May the families get peace of mind, and may they find closure in their hearts. Leave your comments below. I am out.